So I'm back with another chat video, but today I also have something to show you, so I will remain behind the camera. Now I want to follow up on something I mentioned to you rather early in the year in some of my first videos, and that was my plan to open an online store. Now I absolutely dragged my feet on it, but finally during the months of August, during the break I took from posting, I was able to get my store up and running. More about that in just a moment. Now the month of August was filled with a lot of work. Our events thankfully all went off without a hitch. I got a lot done in a way of working on my online store. The only thing is my vacation I had to put on hold. I had a little bit of a health issue, nothing serious, and I'm alive and I'm ticking and all will be well, but we had to postpone it. Now thankfully we already booked another camping spot for the month of September, but no worries, I won't go off posting because I already have videos prepared which will go up while I enjoy the beautiful Colorado mountains. So that brings me pretty much up to date. So now to my store. It is of course an Etsy store. I had looked into other possibilities as well, but it seems like Etsy is rather simple, especially for a newbie like me. I want to thank here my friend Lynn, who helped me get this going. I had so many questions and she was always there to email me back with just the answers I needed. So thank you so much, Lynn. Now Lynn, by the way, has a Etsy store as well, and the link to it will be below in my description box. And there you will find, of course, a link to my store too. It is called Ina's Art Room, just like my channel title. It's of course all in one word, no apostrophes. And let me show you what I posted so far. I think I have 23 listings. It took me a wee bit to get those up because you have to post them and then weigh them and put the description in, and yeah, towards the end it got of course faster. When you're once used to it, it's really no big deal, but anything new, it always takes me a little while to get the hang of it. So anyway, I have quite a few things up on my store for you to look at, and I will show you some of the things here right now on my desk. Now I won't show you everything, just a few so I can whet your appetite. Now one thing I want to post, at least that's my plan, regularly on my store are these infinite journals. Now I started them in the beginning of the year. I think my first one was this newspaper boy one, and these are made from recycled book covers which I decorate. Some have a lot of decorations and a lot of alteration to it, some have less. I give them usually a closure, not all of them, but most of them have a closure. And then they all have this elastic binding, which I showed you in my videos many times. And because of it, let's see, is this going to be, yep, okay. You can take all the pages out really easy. So if you an art journaler and you want to use these nice art papers, you can work flat on your desk, and then when you're done you can put them back in. Now pretty much all of these journals have a variety of papers. Art paper like this is mixed media paper. They have some thin paper like onion paper, which is really nice for tracing. You can write on it just as well. Then I have this old-fashioned ledger paper. I have it in different colors. And this one comes with 4 signatures. I think most of them have 4, some of them have 2. So anyway, let me show you the ones I posted. So there is this one with the newspaper boy. And then I don't know in what order I actually made them on my channel or in what order they're posted. It doesn't really matter. Then there is a steampunk one here. It's a little bit thinner. It has a smaller spine and still has 2 signatures, fabric inside, and again this is art paper. Yeah, 2 different type of art papers. So there's that one. And then this one was actually my first infinite journal I made. It is on my channel too, somewhere, quite some months back or even a year back. So this was done with kitchen foil, with some washers and a little dolphin here. It looks a little bit like a porthole. So it has great texture and a nice matching ribbon, and then on the inside again some fabric. And this has really a large variety of papers, some ledger paper, some music paper, and it's all kind of mixed up. There are some envelopes in there, but again, these can all be taken out. The idea is that they come with a starter pack of papers, and then whoever will buy it or own it can add their own papers, because there's plenty more room. They can take papers out and refill it, and that's why they're called infinite journals, because they can last pretty much forever. So there is this one. Then there's this one with a feather. I think I covered this in a video as well. It's a wooden feather with a little tassel, a little decoupage papers, and pretty much all of them have a matte finish. This one has nice texture. I think I used kitchen, what do you call, plastic, cellophane to create the texture here. It has again a fabric inside and a variety of paper. This time the ledger paper is green here. And then I have this one. I think this was not covered in a video. I'd actually started a textured abstract on a canvas, ended up not really wanting to finish it, so I cut up the canvas and I used it as a cover. It works really well. It has great texture up here, as you can see. I added some gold foil. I added this arrow which I covered in gold foil. It has a nice turquoise, black, there's some purple and some gold in it. Black edges. It has just craft paper on the inside, and again a lot of varieties of papers. So there's this one, and this also wasn't covered in a video. So again, a little smaller spine. Now some of the elastic bindings have a bead, some don't. It works either way. Some have eyelets too, like for instance this one here. Okay, let's put this back there. So here is again a lot of texture. I used some of these plastic tablecloth you can buy, and I added a couple pieces here and a couple of pieces on the back. It has this really nice teal silver finish, and of course it looks all a little bit shabby chic. I added a few of the pieces from the tablecloth here as well, which by the way gives really nice texture and is really easy to work with. Then here are some flowers and leaves and some pieces of jewelry, especially the one here in the middle is really pretty. So this one has the original inside cover actually, but I added a little butterfly which has kind of a similar feel to the tablecloth. And then here in the back it has a little pocket again made with the original inside cover. I just added this so you can see that there's a pocket. You can of course also put something there. And again, a variety of papers. And then there's this one. This one was also one of my earlier ones. Again, a rather smaller spine. It says discovered, to be the first to find. It has this nice vintage postcard and a lot of stenciling and stamping. Pretty inside fabric. And this says, I think it's pretty much all art paper, different type of art paper. It has two signatures, a simpler back. There's a little velvet ribbon here. So there's that one. Let's see which one I didn't do. And then this one here too. I don't think I made a video. It's made from one of my jelly plate prints and a really pretty detailed owl die cut. There's a little lettering here. It says 100% authentic. And then here it says write all the really important stuff here. So there is a jelly print on the back too, which I think has a really nice color. There's some seam binding in matching green. The inside is a nice It's a black, but it does have some gray with it. It looks a little bit like cloudy or something. And again, several different type of papers. So there's this one. And then we have this one with the little wooden frames. Now this was done on a piece of linen. It feels really nice, very similar to the one I made out of the canvas. It has crazy colors all over, as you can see. A ribbon closure. And here too I kept the original inside pages. I did distress them a little bit. I made a little pocket in the front. There are a couple of cards. They'll come with the book. And then in the back too is just the original cover paper. And again, a variety of papers here. So these, what I call my infinite journals. They're all constructed the same way. They're made from old book covers, and I plan to do these on a regular basis. What I really like about them is that the cover can be just anything. I can do an abstract, I can do a collage, I can do a painting. So I like that aspect of it. And on the inside, because of the binding and the paper, it's fairly simple and pretty much the same on all of them, but it gives you the option to change it and make it your own. So there's that one. And then I have one more. I made this quite some time back and I decided to add it to my list. It's a journal I made out of envelopes. So there's always a large envelope here and a smaller envelope this way. I cut out the edges so it's very easy to get into them. So each of these signatures hold 3 cards. Now these are light cardstock for drawing or writing or anything, but again, these pockets can be used for whatever you like. Now they are not decorated yet, so that would be something you could do to make this your own. So as you can see, there are, let's see, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So between all that you have 15 pockets and of course a lot of pages to either write on or glue on or decorate. This could be used as just an album where you do your artwork and can keep it. You can put keepsakes in there, whatever you like. Then I sewed them all into this cover, which I also sewed. It has a pretty inside fabric and a linen outside. It has a linen lace on the spine, a little loop for closure, and there's plenty of room here to grow, so it's not super tight, and that's the whole idea, because hopefully whoever will own this will want to put a lot of things in there. So it has a very pretty ribbon closure, a couple of wooden beads, and that holds it all together. Now aside from these journals, let me put them over here. They're starting to slip off my table here. Now aside from these journals, there are a few more up there, mostly art journals, and you will find them as you go and hopefully give my store a visit. Now aside from books, I also posted some of my assemblages, a couple of big ones, some smaller ones, including this little set here. It is very sturdy, covered in craft paper. It's a little set, one in berry, one in teal. They both have a raised photo as the focal point and are made from everyday items which are still very easily recognizable. So this little set is up as well. And then quite some time back I made a couple of journals in unusual shapes. So this oval one was made from 6 very thin plywood panels. I decorated each page just like a mixed media collage. I added the 2 jump rings to keep it together. Now each page is rather different, but all are highly detailed and textured. So there's this one, it has a chain and some bling. There is a bee one with some bee embellishments over here. And this one, the Soulmates, it has some fiber on it. And this one, it says remember. It has a piece of old jewelry. It has some lace. Here the piece is raised. It has some fabric texture in the back as well. And here the little boy playing his flute. It has some, what do you call it? Cheesecloth, right? Cheesecloth and some beads and also a piece of jewelry. Now these can be displayed on a little easel which comes with the shipment. So there it is. So different pages can be displayed, on someone's cupboard or mantelpiece. So there's this one. Now I also made a circular journal also some time back. There are 10 pages altogether. It's a bit in a shabby chic style. It also has the jump rings, it has a closure, and it's highly textured and it's interactive. So there are a lot of things to take out. You can even use this for extra supplies and add your own decorations to it. So there are some photos, lots of tags, lots of movable parts. I just show you real quick. So this one is also in my store, and I think both of these, the oval one and also this one, would make great gifts for an art lover, somebody who likes a little bit of whimsical, a little bit of something different. So let me go real quick here just to show you the pages. So there are belly bands and pockets and tugs. And as I said, there's plenty of room for you to add your own things or to take all of my things out and use them on other projects. So the circular journal was fun to make. It's a challenging size or shape. But yeah, it can be yours if you like it. So that's it pretty much, as you can see. All right. So this is fun because it opens all the way and you can actually write in it, and it's held shut. And this one comes out. You can add your own photo. And another one to open, some gears. And then the back is fairly plain. So this is also listed. Now I will ship this in a box I actually made for it some time back. As you can see, it fits perfectly, and this box has a linen inside. It is decorated with crackle on the outside. There we go. And it has a highly decorated lid. Now, I did not list the box because it will just come free of charge with the book. The reason is that I messed up a bit and it doesn't close and open very well. I learned when you work with tins, do not paint the rims because they're meant to shut really tightly, and if you add paint, they just don't work that well. Now it does close and it does open, but it takes a bit of prying. So I didn't feel like listing it as something very workable. As you can see, I gotta put a little muscle in it. But it's easy to ship it this way, and this will just be a free gift included to anyone who buys the round journal. So these are the things I wanted to show you, just to get you interested in visiting my store and just to see what I have listed over there. As I mentioned earlier, there are more things listed than I have covered in this video. So please do give me a visit. I would love to see you over there. As I'm a new store, it will take me a little while to get exposure, and I absolutely would enjoy seeing you over there. Leave a comment, put it on your favorite shop list to get me going a little bit. So for right now, because it's all pretty new for me, I have my shop set on domestic only, which means you can only buy from it if you live in the US. Now in the future I want to open it internationally, but until then, if you are one of my regular viewers and if you are interested in something in my store, because you can obviously go and visit, you can already leave comments and everything, but you can't buy on it yet, just drop me an email and we'll talk about it. So I think that's all I had for today. Thank you so much for coming and listening. I see you really soon with another process video. Until then, bye bye for now.